And now this. Now you got the NBA commissioner says that the All-Star game stays in Charlotte if anti-LGBT law goes. The All-Star game. I want to read this here. It says here, Commissioner Adam Silver believes that the NBA has been crystal clear that the 2017 All-Star game only stays in Charlotte if a North Carolina law goes. Political and business leaders he's spoken with in the state believe it will, so he's holding off for now and setting any deadlines for when the NBA might act. Silver said last week that the law that limits anti-discrimination protections for lesbian, gay, and transgender people was problematic for the league. But he believed dialogue was more than just the ultimatum at this point, so he has continued discussions with North Carolina officials. According to the commissioner of the NBA, he says here that the sense was that if the NBA could give us some time, they and the community of North Carolina were optimistic that they would see a change in the law. They weren't guaranteeing it, and I think that was why my response was the event still is 10 months from now. We don't need to make any decisions yet. It says here, we've been, I think, crystal clear that we believe a change in the law is necessary for us to play in the kind of environment that we think is appropriate for celebratory NBA events. What law is the NBA commissioner talking about? Well, it's the new law that the North Carolina state has allowed for the sake of the religious, for those who are of the faith of Christ, and not only that, but who does not want a man in the woman's restroom. It says here, the North Carolina directs transgender people to use public toilets corresponding to the sex listed on their birth certificate. I mean, we had to write a law for that? We couldn't just, it's not common sense anymore. Why? Because we're living in the exceedingly fierce times, right? Okay, I just want to reiterate what I just said. North Carolina had to put a law out that a man who was born a man needs to use a men's restroom. And that a woman who was born a woman needs to use a woman's restroom. We had to write a law for that. See, that's just, we're in trouble, okay? We have a problem when we don't know what restroom to use. We have to put a law out there. But listen, it's a sign of the times, right? So it goes on to say, the law also excludes LGBT people from state anti-discrimination protections. It blocks local governments from expanding LGBT protections and bars all types of workplace discrimination lawsuits from state courts. I'm fine with that. Why does the NBA commissioner have a problem with a man using a men's restroom? I'll tell you why. Because they're perverts. Somebody's got to say it. All these people are perverts. You got Target. Well, I got this headline right here. Customers have hit Target for allowing staff and customers to use restrooms of their choice, saying policy endangers women and kids. Many of you all know Target, the retail store, has now allowed the bathrooms to literally be an open field to all demons from hell. If a man identifies as a woman one day, he can go into the woman's restroom. And did you know that apparently the Target in Los Angeles has decided to take out some potties from the ladies' restroom and install urinals? So much for them identifying as a female, because what female uses a urinal? But see, the point is this. We're living in the last days. We got perverts in the land. Oh, this just righteous anger. It's righteous anger, but I'm a little angry over this, my friends. This ain't right. And then you got this. You got this headline. Florida man, this just came out today. Florida man recorded woman changing in a Forever 21 fitting room. This is what the NBA commissioner is all heard about. Oh, I'm hurt. We're going to move the All-Star game from North Carolina because you dare force that a man have to use a man's restroom. They're foolish. See, we're in trouble, right? The nation's in trouble. Nations of the world are in trouble. Not only when we don't know what potty to use, but when we're now going to threaten to not visit the state, to boycott the state, to move now games and concerts and all sorts of things from the state. Because that's what's happened. We've had governors, I believe the governor of California, and Governor Jim Brown, has put a flight restriction on all government employees that work for the state of California flying out to North Carolina. I mean, really? We went there? Yes. And you know why? Because we're living in the last days. But I'm going to go another step further. It's also conditioning for the mark of the beast. You heard me. It's conditioning for the mark of the beast. There's coming a time, and it's here, my friends. I'm telling you, it's so here. And this is Antichrist thinking that the NBA commissioner is spewing, and that Target is spewing, and all these people. You even had, look at this. I reported on this last week. I'm going to put it out there again. You had the United Kingdom stick their little noses in it, saying, oh, UK has issued travel warning about anti-LGBT laws in the US. Are you serious? They got their borders wide open for terrorists to enter in, right? That's why judgment's going to come on the United Kingdom too. I see nobody wants to talk about it. We got to talk about this because God is not mocked. This is mockery. When you have a nerve to put out your travel warning. Not because all of a sudden the US became a terrorist state, but because we want men to use men's restrooms. So now, oh gosh, there's a warning alert. You don't want to visit America, and if you do not visit North Carolina. Why? Because if you're a woman, they will not allow you to use a men's restroom. Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Why would they do that? That's so wrong. I mean, come on. That's what they're crazy. They're crazy. Anyway.